everyone, it's me, Lizette Castaneda with Hotel Industry Talk, and welcome to this week's Hotel Sales Masterclass. I am so excited you're here. We are going to dive in and talk about goal setting and what that looks like for me today and how that can help you as well. So let's get started. We all know that sometimes putting together spreadsheets with our goals, our objectives, some tactical items can feel a little mundane, right? Especially if you keep the same format and if you feel like you are not engaging with your goal setting. And that is the key. You have to engage with your goals every single day, every single week. And you also have to engage with your teammates and your leadership team and bring your goals forward. Talk about it, celebrate it, and document all your wins. If you haven't heard about the term SMART goals, if you are a new hotelier and you're just getting into the industry and maybe you're getting settled and now you are seeing a lot of SMART goals or you're in meetings and people bring up your SMART goals, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, or achievable to some people, relevant, and timely. Okay, so remember that. And that just means that every single objective that you set has to be SMART, right? Every single goal that you go after, that you want to set for yourself, needs to have these metrics in place. Now, what I like to use today is GOST planning. And GOST planning actually came to me when I was at a leadership conference with the organization I currently work for. And I was talking to different leaders and I'm like, how do you measure your team's success? What are you doing differently? I was kind of just starting these conversations and someone said GOST planning, and he is an amazing individual, a great leader, a great mentor. I really look up to him. And he talked to me about GOST planning and he shared with me some videos and some links to actually look into and dive into. And I thought, wow, I actually love the way that goal setting is done through GOST planning. And GOST stands for goals, objectives, strategies, and tactics. I will be sure to share the links with you guys because I want you to take a look at it. It is worth looking at. And I love the way it is formatted. And let me tell you, it has been a game changer for me this year in my current role, and I'm absolutely in love with GOST planning. Now, when we're thinking about setting up goals, I'm a big goal person. I have a lot of goals in my personal life. I keep track of what I've accomplished every single month. I actually have categories with mental health, financial health. There's different things that I set goals for myself. And I make sure that I stay on top of it, right? I always revisit them. I always look at them because my intention with this goal and these goals that I set up is to grow, is to learn, is to pivot, to shift, to find out new solutions, to get creative. And I look at it more as a roadmap to me elevating myself in my role in my career and going on to something bigger and better, right? And I think at the end of the day, a lot of us seek growth opportunities. We want to be challenged. We want to also have fun. We want to stay on top of things. We don't want things to slip through the cracks. And the only way to do that is by creating goals and setting yourself up for success. Let's think about goal setting as well in a fun way. I like to think like, okay, what direction do I want to move in? How do I want to move? What am I trying to accomplish? So as an example, yes, the overall goal may be to achieve XYZ amount, right? Maybe to achieve a 10% year-over-year growth. Then how are you going to get there, right? That's the tactical part. What are the small things that you are going to implement in your day-to-day to help you achieve your overall goal? And that may look like you are deploying it out, delegating it to another team member, and making sure to keep track with it and have fun. Bring up goal plans and goal settings every single week in your weekly meetings. Connect with your different department leaders and share your goals. Share where you're seeing maybe some challenges. Maybe a goal just doesn't make sense for this current moment and you might have to shift. You might have to reevaluate your goals every single month and figure out like, okay, is this going in the direction that I want it to go? As an example, you may be targeting an account that's project-based. Well, what happens if they pulled out of that project? And you had a goal to really target this business to generate more revenue for your hotel, but guess what? maybe they're not coming back anymore. Maybe the project ended, right? When we think about companies closing down, there are some things that happen unexpectedly out there in the world that really do impact the business. And when that happens, it may change your goal. So work together as a team with your leaders, the team that you report to, ask questions, get feedback. And it's okay to pivot and change that, because ultimately you want to end up figuring out how to meet your overall goal. So it may be shifting, reaching out to one account versus another, right? And having to move around. And it's so important to always bring these goals up and always talk about them, because they stay top of mind. It's so easy to write up some goals, right? That's the less fun part about it. Writing up your goals and then putting them off to the side. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to engage with our goals and talk about them with others, so that way we can make sure we're staying on track. Like I said, I do really love goal setting. I think it's really fun. I like to stay on track. I like to see my progress. The most important thing as well, and I think we overlook this or sometimes we forget, to document all of the wins. And we sometimes feel like a win isn't big enough or important enough to be placed on a piece of paper or to be placed part of the accomplishment section of your goal setting plan, but it is. Every single small thing, actionable thing that you are taking to accomplish a goal is worth mentioning. Okay, so make sure you also have a tracking mechanism where you can put small wins, and the small wins add up. Right? We now have incredible resources. We have AI, we have different tools in our hands that we can actually summarize all of these small wins and categorize them into different sections, and use the tools you have to be able to do that, so you can paint the picture of what you've been able to accomplish. Listen, I know it can feel so uncomfortable to talk about your wins. You might think they're small. You might think, like I said, they're not worthy to mention, but they are. We have to stop walking in a way where we're downplaying everything we do. We have to find our confidence. We have to find the worthiness that the work we're doing matters. And it does. What you're doing today really matters, because you are helping the overall hotel succeed. So keep that in mind, that the bigger picture is you are helping others, travelers, stay at your property, keeping your hotel doors open. You are making an impact, and you matter. Thank you so much for listening to today's conversation about goal setting. There's so much more that we can dive into. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. As I mentioned, I am your hotel sales hype woman. I am your hotelier friend. And I am just so thankful that I have the opportunity to be able to share this information with you all. And again, we will see you next time. Bye.